What the fuck's up, y'all? PTB coming back at you again on their freaking dope ass interview. We are here today interviewing the one and only Giant Walker. We have Alex on the left, Steff in the middle, Jamie on the right. What is up, guys?
Hey, good man.
I fucking unplugged my. I can't hear you. Hang on. Unplug my shit.
It's early over here, but apart from that, we're
all right, go ahead and talk.
Awesome. Yeah, we're good, man. We're good. It's early over here.
I mean, you say it's early.
I apologize about that, man. Yeah.
No,
it's early for normal. It's early for like.
No, we were gigging yesterday, so it's a Sunday. So, yeah. I think we are allowed to say it actually.
Lazy Sundays.
So I'm gonna shoot off the first question. First question is this. I think I've already asked this before the interview, but what's a fucking Geordie?
I didn't know my butchered explanation was going to be like televised in some way. I think, I mean, it's just someone from the northeast of England, but there's obviously a historical reason for it, which I don't actually know.
So northeast is a bit wide because
Newcastle,
yeah,
upon town.
From Newcastle, yeah. So,
which is a little,
okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys familiar with Amsterdam? Or no? Is it? Oh, sorry, Manchester.
Yeah.
Manchester, yeah. So Manchester's like a little bit further from Newcastle, yeah.
Okay, so my buddy has a reaction channel known as FYM Reacts. He is he's a United Kingdom reactor. And I told him about you guys. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him. His name's Kevin Yates. But he does reactions to music all the time. I sent him your way. I sent you guys his way.
Yeah.
But let's get into it, man.
Actually.
Yeah.
Say again.
We played in Manchester on our tour not too long ago.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. Funny thing is with the UK is like, as you obviously know, like compared to most places, like the longest drive you can probably have is like from one end of the country to the other,
which is
it's about 10 hours. Yeah. So like,
wow.
The most, like you can drive the entire country in that time. So to most,
I mean, that's not including Scotland, to be fair.
Yeah.
If you were going to do from like the Highlands down to like Cornwall, it would probably take quite a while. But
yeah, but still, like to travel across states, it's like
yeah.
Okay, people would laugh at that time. To be fair.
Yeah.
I learned for the first time last year that Scotland was part of the United Kingdom. I thought that Scotland was its own country. I was like, fuck me.
Because I think, like, to be fair, if you ask most people in England, they probably well.
Yeah.
But like, because like England is its own country, and Scotland and Wales and Ireland, but then like collectively makes the UK. So it just depends. Also, like, if you're like filling out forms, it's like where you're from. It's like pretty much always just United Kingdom.
Yeah.
Then
yeah.
Newcastle is part of Scotland or Wales?
It's very close to the border of Scotland, but it is in England, yeah.
Okay. So
it's the last city before you go up north to Scotland.
Let's get into it, man. The history of Giant Walker. How in the world did the four of you guys meet and start to just want to play music? Did you guys graduate from college? Do you have a music college degree? I know a lot of people don't have music degrees in college and stuff that play. I think one band that I've reacted to is Seven Spires, and they have degrees in music college. But I don't know. What's your guys' story?
Yeah, we actually all met at, well, we used to go to uni, but yeah, college. Do music. So yeah, we all have degrees in music.
Nice.
But so me and Jamie actually went to school together. And then we went to college that we'd call college, which is like you're like 16 to 18. I don't know how that. I think that's like the end of high school for you guys. I'm saying that as though like you're in America, but I can see.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have like that our school system works is like you are at high school until you're 16, and then you're at college or you can stay on at high school from 16 to 18, then you go to uni, which obviously
which is college.
Which is college.
Yeah, but we all originally obviously hail from Newcastle.
Yeah.
For example, Alex, we didn't know him until we moved to the south.
Yeah.
So we actually met him in a completely different area of the country.
That dude's one hell of a drummer, by the way. I'm just gonna say, like, he's one.
Yeah, he's okay.
I was supposed to give you guys an album MVP at the end of the album review, but I didn't know your names until after post production. So the only name I knew was Steff. So I was gonna give him. I was gonna give him and Steff the album MVPs. But yeah, your drumming is fucking phenomenal, dude. Like, unbelievable.
Thanks so much, man.
Nice.
So years of practice. How long have each of you been playing your instrument? If you can't answer Jordan's question, yeah, we can get back on that one on a later date.
Mm-hmm. I think we all, to be fair, we're all a similar age. To be honest, Jordan's 1 year older than us.
Yeah.
But I think we all started playing around, or at least me personally, I started playing around. It was year 8. It was year 8, so that would have been 12. So I've been playing for like 13, 14 years now.
Yeah.
That's probably What about you?
2009, I think I started playing drums. Yeah, so what's that? 13 years.
13 years.
13 years.
Yeah, it's about the same for me. Singing like properly. I mean, I used to sing all the time anyway, but like.
Been spinning like since you were so.
But like, I mean, I think it's kind of weird. Like, I guess with an instrument, it feels more like this is when I actually started. Whereas I guess with singing, it's a bit more like, more from like, when did I actually start taking it a bit seriously and like actually singing in front of people? I would say like, probably, I'd imagine. It's like, so yeah.
Okay.
Jordan.
I think he was the same.
About the same age.
I think he was pretty much the same age. I don't know whether there was something in the water like at the time, but that age just seemed ripe for people taking up instruments and whatnot.
So, if I can answer my own question, I've been playing guitar for roughly 27 years. I am 33 now. I started whenever I was like fucking, I don't know, like 6 or 7 or some shit. I don't know. I'm not good at math. I'm not good at math or anything like that. But yeah, I've been playing a long time, and I recently took on singing. Singing was the next thing I took on. I've been doing that for about 19, 20 years. And then I took on bass 4 years ago, and then finally drums 2 years ago. I'm working my way up to saxophone and violin, but I never tackled. I tried to play a violin once, but yeah, it didn't work out so well. But yeah, man, I love your guys' music. Like I said, it's very fresh. It's almost like having a female-fronted Deftones kind of sound, and it has Carnival as well. I wasn't expecting you guys to sound like Carnival at all. Like, I wasn't going into that album review. I had no idea that Carnival was one of your influences. And I was like, this band sounds like someone, but I couldn't really pinpoint what it was. I didn't hear any Radiohead at all. I don't understand why that guy put the Radiohead on there, but I don't know. I didn't hear nothing like that.
I think that was our fault. We might put it on. I think it's more, but that's an interesting point you bring up though, because I think influences. It's almost a good thing that you don't sound like the sum of all of your influences, because then people just go, you sound like X, Y, and Z. And whilst that's incredibly flattering, because obviously, why wouldn't you want to sound like Carnival?
Exactly, you know.
But it's quite interesting that people can hear the Radiohead influences, even though we can probably pinpoint in our songs, like, oh yeah, that bit sounds a bit like that Radiohead tune.
Yeah, I think also it depends like on the individual. Like for me, like Radiohead are like quite a big influence personally, but like in comparison, like probably not so much Deftones. Like I haven't like Deftones are quite a recent delve for me, whereas like for Alex it'd be completely opposite. Like obviously Deftones are big influence for you, but like not.
Yeah.
Oh,
massive
his
fan.
drumming's definitely Abe Cunningham. I hear it. I hear it when he plays. Like, Abe is definitely one of his influences. Like you can't hide that past me, man. I got to meet the guy in real life. I know what he's like. So I definitely think he's one of your influences, Alex, for sure.
No, I told him, man. Yeah, he's some boy.
He's in the group.
He's in.
Yeah. I think Mario Duplanter is also in your guys' influences too, and Joe Duplantier as well. Is in from Gojira, but I didn't put that down in the album review. I don't think I put that down. But you had a couple Gojira slides in there. I kind of heard. I was like, oh, it's kind of wild. It's weird, but it's weird because you guys aren't metal. Like, you don't consider yourself metal. It's progressive hard rock. But like I kind of hear a little bit of metal. You know, there's some progressive elements of metal in there. Some ginger. I definitely heard some ginger when I was listening to you guys.
But we have this conversation like quite a lot because I think it's like one of those things where like there's actually it depends on which lens you're looking through it at. Like some people will like
People
hear
don't
it
think
as
we
metal,
are.
like I've got like people who listen to our stuff and be like, oh my god, it's really heavy. Like obviously they don't listen to heavy music. But I was saying like, for example, like I feel like there's a big like to almost be defined as metal these days, it needs to have like super polished production and like almost not sound like real in a sense. Like it's all very like the drum sound in particular is like really distinctive. I kind of feel like if you don't have
Excuse me.
sound, that's okay. If you don't have that sound, then it's pretty much like okay, it's rock, which I'm totally fine with. Like I think, but like I always bring it back to like, for example, like Sabbath, for example, like would you say they're metal or would you say they're rock?
So
because I feel like if they came out these days, people would probably say that they're rock, not metal.
Oh, it's such a trick question because I did an album review on Masters of Reality. I can't remember what it's called. Is it Master of Reality? That album sounds nothing like metal at all. Like it is not metal. It's psychedelic hard rock, and it's like wow. That was like an eye opener for me. That was like, this is Black Sabbath. And I was like, wow. I think you could definitely relate to that sound though. You don't have a psychedelic vibe. You do. Steff, your dresses definitely do remind me of kind of like the 60s and the 70s. And like especially in Katoomba, definitely in Katoomba. Really reminded me of like a Flower Child kind of thing, or like a Tree Hugger kind of thing. I don't know what you call it, hippie kind of thing. Yeah, I was born in '89, so I kind of understand a little bit about that stuff. Like Dazed and Confused came out when I was like born, or like whenever I was like a teenager. I think I can't remember. But going off topic, man. What really possessed you guys to start making music? Like what band really got you? Have you guys talked to other bands, or like have you? Who really got you into making music?
I can pinpoint it. We'll do it one at a time, like I suppose, because we'll all have different answers. I mean, I can pinpoint it to the. I remember my like kind of list. I used to have a stereo system in my room, which was just my mum and dad's old stereo system that I had to put somewhere, so they put it in my room. Oh, I think we froze.
I froze? No, you guys are good.
Sorry, we're back. Okay.
You guys are good.
We're back. Yeah, so I had a stereo system, and I had like 3 CDs in there. I had an AC/DC mixed, like a burnt CD,
Of
like
course.
a mixed tape. I would say mixed tape, but it wasn't a tape; it was a CD that my dad had burnt.
Yeah.
It was a rainbow best of. It was like best ofs, and then it was a Metallica like compilation CD as well, of which was filled with like lots of Metallica's not very popular songs as well. So I think my opinion on Metallica is very the purists would despise me. But anyway, yeah, it was those. I just remember I would just session those 3 albums basically all the time, and then eventually I was in the car and on like a long road trip, and my dad put on Super Unknown by Soundgarden.
Fucking amazing album.
And I was just
amazing.
like, this is different. I was like, this is like, I was like, what is this? Like immediately, like it's the first time I think I've been like leant over the chair and went like, can I borrow this?
Yeah.
Please?
Like I said,
Um,
Limericks is definitely like the most.
Oh.
Oh my god, that song is just. And there's so many people out there in this world that have never heard that song before, and it's just
Yeah.
like it's one of their best of all time, and
Definitely.
like that album is one of their best of all time. And a lot of people would say, "Nah, the first one's way better." I was like, "No, that album is the best."
Yeah. Not only that for me is like probably in my number one spot, to be honest. Like in terms of as far as albums go, like if I had a top 10, it would be
Mhm.
in terms of like how much it influenced me and how much I still listen to it like to this day. It's probably the only album I can actually say that for, like where it's genuinely never aged. For me
Wow.
personally. And for Steff as well, to be fair. Like Steff's a big Soundgarden fan as well.
Yeah, and Jordan.
And Jordan. Less so Alex. Alex likes them, but he's not as much of a fanboy.
No,
I think Alex, me and Alex share the same influences. I think as far as like Deftones, you know, Carnival, and I don't know if you guys listen to industrial metal, but it's kind of like huge influences for me. But the album that really pulled me into music was definitely Deftones Around the Fur. That was like holy fuck, what is this? And like same shit that you just said, Jamie. It's like, yeah, it's like I couldn't believe what the fuck I was hearing, like seriously. And I bought it. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy it. And I think they got the 20th anniversary coming out pretty soon, or 25th anniversary. I can't remember. But yeah, that's what really got me started.
That's insane.
What did you say, Alex?
I think it was either 96 or 98, wasn't it, when Around the Fur came out?
I was 7 years old when it came out. I didn't even know who the fuck it was.
96,
yeah.
Yeah, man, great.
So
what were you when did you? What was it? Your first love band?
My first one was probably again, it was around that time, like 2008, 2009. I was getting more into like heavy music and stuff, and yeah, just getting into bands like Metallica and like that side of like stuff like Megadeth and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I think Metallica were probably the number one at the time. It was like just after Death Magnetic came out, that album, and just rinsing that all the time. And yeah,
never
kind
heard it yet.
God, we haven't listened to it.
Never heard it yet. I own it, but I never heard it.
It's probably the loudest album ever. So
yeah,
just apart from the mastering side of it, it's some of the tunes are pretty solid.
Everyone's trying to get me to check out Ride of Lightning. I never fully listened to it, so I heard maybe 2 songs off of it. I was like, okay, this is different from like what their Black Album has and what Master of Puppets has. I was like, I'm not the biggest Metallica fan. I like Megadeth. Megadeth is probably my go-to when it comes to thrash. But yeah. All right. Future Giant Walker stuff. If there's one band you guys could open up for, who would it be?
We've had this question before, and it's always so hard because there's so many. But yeah, Carnival is an obvious one. We'll just get that straight out of the way. Like Carnival would be a massive one, and I think that's one that everyone would agree on as well.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll just say Carnival, because I think we all personally have bands that we would like to open up for. But
yeah,
as the collective, I think Carnival.
I could see you guys open up for Carnival and Deftones as well. And like I said, I don't know if you guys watched my other stuff, other videos. I actually had a talk with Chino. I have an interview coming up with him. I don't fucking know. He told me once he's done making crosses shit, he'll do an interview. So I'll get back from on there. But yeah, I could definitely see you guys open up for them. Gojira. Maybe Garbage if they come back. You have like the same sound according to them. But yeah. Future, like I said, Future Giant Walker. What do you guys have in the works that you're working on? Like, do you have any singles coming up, EPs? Like I know an artist never stops writing, whether it be calligraphy, whether it be painting, whether it be music, anything. They never stop doing adding something new. And if you ever stop writing, you're in the wrong, like, obviously. But I would like to know what you guys are, doing for future stuff.
But it's funny you mention it because obviously Alex is obviously based in Newcastle, but we had a gig in the south yesterday, so he's down for like the weekend, and we demo all the stuff here in the south where we are currently, and we basically just had a listen through all of the loads of new demos essentially. So we have got quite a lot of stuff to do and are doing. But I think we're all happy with the general direction, to be fair. And I think what's nice to hear, I think, is that it's definitely a progression. It's not going to be album 1, the sequel, the next album. If it is an album,
that's good.
But it's going to be kind of a new film, so to speak.
That's good. You should never keep the same sound every single album, because if you do that, people are going to get bored.
I mean, hopefully it still sounds Giant Walker-y, but who knows what that is at this point. It's just us trying to like write anything, to be honest, at the moment. Literally any idea that comes down, it's like, okay, we'll put it down and then see if it materializes into something.
But it's definitely like early days.
Early days still.
Yeah.
I think like
it's happening.
The thought of us having to actually do like the album process again, like straight away, was obviously it's quite daunting.
It's fucking long.
Yeah.
I mean, we recorded the album. When did we record the album?
Last year.
February last year.
Like early last year.
Wow,
So
that's fucking long time. That's a whole year before you released it. Wow.
Isn't it? And this is the thing, man. It's like
we were sitting on them tunes for like almost a full year, really.
That's before I listened to Optophobia. I heard Optophobia, I think, in March, and you guys already had everything done by then. I was like, holy fuck, it's crazy.
Yeah. Like ready to go.
Oh yeah, the whole album was completely finished, recorded like a whole year before we started releasing stuff in September, October, right?
Yeah, but it was done by like.
It was done like 6 months before that. Yeah. So it was
the whole thing.
This is the thing. I was speaking to a guy at the gig yesterday, and he was like, "Oh, like, what's your plans next?" Like, I was like, "Oh yeah, we're writing some stuff." It's like we might have like some gigs like early next year, kind of thing. And he's like, "Oh, do you think you'll have like album 2 by then?" And I was like, "Maybe written, but like, my God, recorded and out by early next year." I was like, "Nope."
Well, a lot of people don't kind of actually realize like how long you do have to sit on the tunes for, like, because it has to go through I don't want to say marketing kind of wheel, but it has to go through steps.
Yeah,
producing. That's a conversation for producers. Like, I'm a producer, and I can't tell you how many fucking times I rendered something, and then I listened to it, and I was like, oh no, the fucking drums are off, the fucking bass are off, the fucking guitar is off, the fucking vocals are too loud. And it's like, no, just keep rendering it. And each render says final mix, and have like fucking 96 final mixes. And I was like, holy
final
shit.
Mix 90.
But I got new headphones coming and a new camera coming, so I'm pretty excited about that.
We're good.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm currently still writing too. But I want to know how'd you guys get the name Giant Walker? Where did that come from?
Funny enough, that was Jordan, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
That was the question that you should be here for. The one question. It was basically, I mean, we were talking about. I think it was. At least I started looking at like mythological beasts for inspiration for band names, and I was looking at like there was like British folklore beasts like the Tantra-Bobus and the Jabberwocky. I don't think Jabberwocky's
what the hell's a Tantra-Bobus? I never fucking heard of that.
A Tantra-Bobus sounds like a Star Wars alien or something, doesn't it? But yeah, it's that in like the Jabberwocky, and I thought like
I heard Jabberwocky.
Yeah, like Tantra-Bobus. That'd be a cool band name or whatever. Anyway, no one liked it, obviously. So then I was like, I kind of told Jordan that I was looking at like mythology, and then he like went to work. He was sat at work one day bored, and he just literally imagined like the imagery of a giant walking or being walked by a child.
Hmm.
Like a child like holding a giant on a leash and like kind of walking it as if it was like I don't know,
A pet or a slave? Yeah.
yeah, something like that, or a pet. A pet would be cooler, I guess. A pet giant. And he pictured that imagery and then just literally just came up with Giant Walker.
It's really
It's
cool.
probably worth mentioning that, like, in the run up to that, we were like pretty much obviously Alex is back up in Newcastle, and so we were doing like weekly video calls to like try and like everyone has to bring at least like 3 band names, like all of the video calls.
It wasn't like a band name that was in any way related to the band in some way. It was like it's literally like okay, we need a cool band name, guys. Like what? Then you
We
got
went
any
through
ideas?
so many names, like honestly,
And it
so
fits
many.
too. It really fits with the
Yeah.
sound of music. It's a very indie, but it's a very indie name. When I look at it, I was like, wow, this sounds really indie. I was like, is this gonna sound like the Arctic Monkeys or like the Black Keys or some shit? It's like, and it sounds nothing like that. I was like, oh my god, this is fucking amazing.
It's I think that's one of the things you realize, like when you're trying to come up with band names and stuff, like how much like your perception of the band name is just totally like drawn from the music. Like there's so many band names that you're like, actually that's pretty shit, but like because you're like, oh, that's a sick band name. Like it works. Like, when you actually like take it's really hard to do, but if you like actually take the music like away from the name,
Yeah, like what? It just as a name. If you had never heard like Pearl Jam before,
Yeah,
it's like what can with the name Pearl Jam? Obviously, it's hard to do because everyone knows the sound of Pearl Jam. But like, it just if you take a name on face value and then try to picture the music that would go along with it, does it actually matter that much? Like, yeah, it's an interesting. We talk about this to no end when we're coming up with a band name because we're like, want something that's like not too metal-y, because metal kind of sounds quite masculine. It's like and like we don't have like I don't feel like we have that edge. Like it's a bit soft. Anyway, all these buzzwords basically.
You know what name you guys could have picked instead of Giant Walker?
What?
Spring-Heeled Jack.
Spring-Heeled Jack.
It would have fit too.
Sounds country to you.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like country to me, but see, like, it's like
I think it's the Jack. Like
Jack,
Spring-Heeled Daniels.
Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
So, want to get into instruments. It's very hard for me to notice what type of instruments you guys play. Obviously, you're playing. It looks like a 7-string with a 4-string bass. Is that true?
No, I'm just standard guitar.
That's a 6-string. Really?
6-string.
Okay.
Yeah, and Jordan's on a 4-string. He did play 5 for a while, but then I told him to man up and get a 4-string.
Yeah.
But he just got a 4-string.
How about type? How about like a brand of instruments? Like, let's go guitar.
Guitar's a Sir, which is that they're more popular in America than they are in the UK, just because they're more readily available. But
Did you say Schecter or what is it?
a Sir, it's like it's spelled SUHR. A Sir, I think, or a Sur. A Sur.
I never heard of that.
No,
Never.
they're really cool. I love them, and I've been playing that for a while now. Pretty much wrote the entire album on it, so I'm kind of stuck with it, whether I like it or not. Even though I like it, but yeah. And Jordan just plays a jazz bass, like Fender Jazz.
Okay,
so
Fender.
standard. Yeah, just standard configurations though. Really, like there's nothing. We use a specific tuning for most of the songs.
Is it C sharp? Drop C sharp?
It's C.
Drop C.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's drop C. It's kind of a hybrid between drop C and standard tuning.
Okay.
So it's but that's the only trickery going on really on the front. Yeah.
How about the drums? What kind of drums are those?
So, what do you mean that we did the album with, or just what?
The album.
We recorded the album on what it was like what you call like a jelly bean kit. So comprised of like different brands and different drums and stuff
Oh,
to kind of
okay.
get the best overall sound. But yeah, we used it was a Tama Star Classic rack tom, and it was a Mapex Black Panther kick,
Nice.
second rack tom and floor tom. And then snares. I think we used 2 different snares on the album. Most of the album was done with the snare that I use live. It's a World Max hammered brass 14x5, and then I think I'm trying to think back now. I think we used a different snare on Katoomba.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
Yeah, we used it. It was an SLP brass. I think
14x8.
it was huge.
Monster.
Yeah, it was absolutely huge. But that's not a snare that I owned. That was a snare that was at the studio.
Yeah.
They basically just had shelves of snares, and they were like, "Yeah, just pick one." And I was like, that one. But yeah, so cymbals wise as well, it was all just a mishmash of Zildjians. We switched out a couple of cymbals for a couple of different tunes as well, just to get some different sort of sounds and stuff.
Nice.
Few cymbals were a bit too washy and different pitches and stuff. So it was kind of a collaboration really between me and Chris, the guy who produced the album. This sort of he was like we were like steering each other. Like I had some ideas of what might work on some tunes, and he was like, "Oh, maybe try this," and yeah, we kind of sort of worked together on it really. But yeah, he was such a great help in the studio as well, just kind of keeping everything going and steering me in the right track and stopping us from having a breakdown.
Nice. Yeah, I noticed on Katoomba that you had an EQ shift, and then Steff went into her long note there, and the EQ shift was actually a high pass filter that your producer actually added on to the whole drum set, and that's actually what Carnival does on some of their songs. I noticed that. I was like, wow, that sounds really very fucking Carnival. And with the drum set, really fucking cool. And then it just went right back into a regular EQ for the drum set. I was like, holy shit, that was cool as shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of Steff, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it was quite funny. Coming to the studio because obviously, we were actually in the middle of a lockdown over here, but like from over like obviously the like 2020 we wrote the songs and stuff. But like pretty much when we got into the studio, it was like the first time that Alex had actually played most of the songs like on a
Yeah, man, it was
like mentally practiced them beforehand.
It was pretty terrifying, man. Like because at that time, obviously everything was closed. Rehearsal rooms were closed. Yeah, I used to have a little practice room as well. I didn't have that anymore. And I was just sitting at home and I was like, I know this day is coming up where I need to leave and like record the album. And it was like every day that went by, I was just like, oh God, like I'm so not mentally ready to do this. And like, yeah just had to like really just try and get in the best headspace possible. And when I got there, but literally the first time that I ever played any of those songs was in a live room with a producer going like, "Yep, you ready? Let's go." And I was just like, "Oh, yeah." It was.
That must have been super stressful, dude. Like, I know it's fucking hard to keep timing on drums. Drums sucks, dude. I absolutely fucking hate it. Like, if you're just off timing one hit, you're like, "Oh my god, got to redo the whole fucking thing now." I was like, "God damn, so annoying." Dude.
It was. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to do that again.
Yeah.
Really. It was just like, if that was the only way that we could have got the album done at that time, though.
Yeah.
Because had we have waited for things to change in the UK with lockdown rules and things, we would have been waiting months and months.
You guys had it bad. You guys had it really bad during COVID, man. A lot of people died from that. And I was like, wow, it's crazy. Because you're like right next, you guys are like right next to China. Not really right next to it, but you're closer than Japan is. And Japan just went on full lockdown. We're starting to get more now. I think it's like 100K tier right now that's getting it. I had it. It's horrible. We have a few viewers on the channel right now. We got Sharing Lungs. That was the guy introduced. Sharing Lungs and Psycho Chino were the people that was the same person. He introduced me to your band. And then we have my moderator Nina here, and then the bass player for Stone Side and bass player for To Whom It May is also watching our stream, but he's driving home right now. Do any of you viewers have questions for Steff, Alex, and Jamie? If you do, I would like to hear it. I mean, obviously. But yeah, man. If it wasn't for my viewers, I wouldn't discover half the fucking bands that I discover. Like, for real. And the live streams really bring on a lot of bands too. Like, they brought you guys, so I was like, holy fuck, this band is amazing. Let's get into album art cover work. Is that a real picture, or did you guys pay someone to paint that?
So the actual album artwork is actually all of the art for the singles and stuff are all like collage art. So they're all digital art, with the exception of Facts and Fiction. Actually, that's
Fact and Fiction's an actual collage. Yeah.
But yeah,
I noticed that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
all of the other artwork is all collage. Well, I didn't do the album artwork. I did the artwork for Octophobia,
The single artworks.
Pacific.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of the single artwork except Fact and Fiction I did. But yeah, we actually had the album artwork.
Did we have that first? I think
We had that first.
Yeah. Alright.
So we just tried to like keep with the theme
Wow.
of the single artwork, basically, and that's why we kind of kept the collage kind of thing. But we had the album artwork a while ago, like a long time.
We had the album artwork before the album was even done. So that just shows you how old that is.
We actually had the album artwork before we had the band name.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, dude. That's awesome. I noticed that because I think I'm the one that used the in the announcement for the album review. It didn't even have your name on it. I was like, holy fuck, there's just the album artwork. I must have been like the original artwork then. And I was like, okay, well this one don't have the name on it. It's like
totally. It says that we've got the version without our name on it as well. So yeah.
Chino says that he discovered you guys through a band known as Stellar Circuits, and I fucking love Stellar Circuits. Stellar Circuits is also a fan of Carnival as well. And he discovered you guys just random YouTube suggestion, and it's like, holy fuck, okay, that's cool.
Crazy algorithm.
Wow, that's sick.
Dude, the algorithm's so fucking horrible. I hate it.
Yeah.
I know, the one time it actually worked.
You might like this band in the middle of nowhere who, like, no one's heard of.
I feel like Instagram's just slowly dying though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
Thank you,
everyone's
Nina,
just
for
like-
sharing their Instagram. Everybody go follow Giant Walker on Instagram, please.
Yeah.
It's great to have moderators to do this stuff for me instead of me fucking tabbing out. Oh, fucking do this, link this. I just created a link tree recently, and he's from the Philippines, by the way. So he says he's a new fan from the Philippines. So.
Oh, wicked, man.
I married a Filipino, so it's a big country.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's wicked, man. Thanks very much. Thanks for discovering us.
I'm glad I discovered you guys, man. I've been listening to you guys. I don't stop listening to you guys. I fucking love Optophobia, and I love the Fact and Fiction's a badass song. I can't believe it took me that long to get to that one, but holy fuck, that's a really good song. It just really took me by surprise. Now let's get into more. If you guys have questions for me, I always ask the interviewees if they have questions for me. Ask them, and I'll try to answer them. A lot of interviewers don't do this. I know it's kind of weird, but I enjoy getting interviewed as well, or like getting questions asked.
I'm interested to know whether you've kind of delved into the band scenario yourself? Have you ever been in bands or groups before?
All right, this is gonna be a long story, man.
I knew it was a bit of a loaded question, but
Holy fuck. I joined my first band when I was 18 years old. I fucking sucked. I was terrible. I tried to play guitar. I was like, they're like, yeah, dude, you're not ready for that shit. Just get the fuck out of here. And they kicked me out. And then I got pushed into another band, as a screamer vocalist, and that didn't last very long either. I was good at it. It was really good. I've always been a good screamer. And it just led into me starting another band known as Still Searching, and we broke up. We had to change our name now because someone stole our fucking name whenever I left for Japan. But yeah, we're probably gonna be getting back together, making some new music. But I also have my solo project on Spotify, what's on all streaming platforms right now, known as World Suspension. And I've been humming those songs in my head for fucking 11 years, literally. And it took me this long. It took me 10 years to get an album out for my solo project stuff. I literally learned everything by myself, by ear. I learned how to play guitar by ear, bass. I just learned just playing by ear. I never took a single lesson. I had a couple lessons, maybe 3 or 4 or 5, but not really. No, I can't learn that fucking scale shit, and I can't do that shit, man. I would rather learn on my own. But yeah, music's huge for me, man. I'm sorry, Jamie, what did you say?
I was just going to say, if you've got ears, you don't need to know the scale.
Absolutely.
The scale is that much anyway. It's helpful, but it's not required.
Were you self-taught as well?
Up until college, yeah.
All of you guys are self-taught?
Same scenario, really. Like up until we all kind of got to college, and then into university. Yeah.
Unfortunately, from like where we're from, I mean, I love it to death. But unfortunately, there's not many opportunities like that.
As opposed to down south.
As opposed to in the south. In the south, you get a guitar teacher in like literally 10 seconds, and
because it's toward the city, right? It's more towards the city. Okay.
Whether they're any good or not is another thing. But like, it's in Newcastle, it was they were few and far between, as well as the fact that it's not like it's not a very wealthy area. Like the money just really isn't there to spend on like professional, like, one-to-one tuition on like an instrument. Most people are like, what, you buy a football and like go on the street? Like, why do you need instrument lessons? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's part of the reason, to be fair, but not all the reason. Like we just
okay.
I didn't feel the need to have a teacher, to be fair, until I felt like I needed answers.
Yeah.
For things that I kind of already knew the answer to.
Can you sweep yet?
Can I sweep yet?
Yeah, can you sweep pick?
I'll answer that question by saying I have no interest in learning how to.
Okay, all right, fair.
That's the cop-out answer. I haven't came up with a part yet that requires sweeping. So,
yes.
Until then. Yet. Next album, man, it's coming.
I thought there was that bit in the extreme tune.
No, it's tapping.
Oh,
it's like a tap sweep. I can tap sweep. Is that better? Is that cooler?
I don't even know what the fuck that is, to be honest. I never heard of tap sweeping. But yeah. I have a question from a viewer that wants to know individual influences in your guys' music. So he wants to know each member's individual influence. Let's go with 3 influences from each member to make it quick.
Okay. That just like musical influences, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well, for me, it's easy. It would be.
You're gonna take one of them.
Well, all right, you go first. You go first, then. Okay.
Okay, I would say Queens of Stone Age.
I'm sorry. Can you say again?
Oh, sorry. Queens of the Stone Age.
Okay.
I want to say Radiohead, but now you said that we don't sound like Radiohead. So
yeah,
yeah, that's true. There's so many, it's hard to choose three. Probably would have to go Soundgarden as well.
Soundgarden,
No,
Queens of Stone Age, and what was the third one?
Radiohead.
Radiohead.
Okay.
Mine would be Soundgarden, Queens of Stone Age, and I think a third. Yeah, either Carnival or left field one, Big Wreck.
Yeah.
What's that? Wait, who was that?
Big Wreck.
Never
Big Wreck.
heard of them.
Yeah, they're a Canadian band. Like they've been around since the 90s, but no one knew about them in the 90s. And
Never
then,
fucking heard of this.
Yeah,
Wow.
you see, check their first album out, in Love and Memory of, and then just go from there.
How do you spell it? Is it BIGWRECK?
Yeah, Wreck. As in limo wreck. Yeah.
Wow. I'll write that down. Thanks.
Yeah, Big Wreck. Yeah, listen to if you go on Spotify, you'll see all their most popular stuff anyway. But like, just start with the first album, and like, they're such a. When I first discovered them, I think it was the first time I'd had like a really recent discovery, relatively recent in my musical life anyway. That genuinely like became an obsession, like a new obsession. It was like those guys in Carnival. So yeah, there's 4 from me, I guess. Even though you said 3.
Nice.
I would say, well, probably like my 3 favorite bands ever. Probably when I was a lot younger, obviously Metallica were huge. Totally like blew my mind. Huge Deftones fan as well. And a bit of a curveball, but I love a band called Pendulum. I don't think they were very big.
Never heard
States.
them either.
Yeah, they're a lot bigger in the UK. But yeah, they were like a bit of a curveball because they combined sort of electronic music with quite sort of heavy.
Wait, is that the band that In Flames did a song with?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I've heard of them, but I never actually fully listened to them.
Yeah, that was probably not the best example of their stuff, I would say, with their tune with In Flames, but it's
like dance. It's like Prodigy-esque dance music.
Yeah, it's like that kind of style, electronic drum and bass kind of thing. But yeah, they're probably my top 3 favorite bands of all time.
Can any of you answer Jordan's or no?
His would be Soundgarden.
Soundgarden.
It would be Alice in Chains might be in there.
Justin Bieber.
I can definitely see AIC in him.
Yeah. He's a big AIC fan. I don't want to answer his third one for him. I don't know.
You'd probably say like similar OS. I would say like
Rage Against the Machine, probably.
Rage Against the Machine, maybe. Yeah.
Rage, okay.
Yeah, there's a couple that were like in there. Yeah, Rage Against the Machine could be in for alias.
Yeah.
Temple of the Dog on the bass or no? Maybe Temple of the Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a big Temple advocate.
So View says, I introduced Giant Walker them. I'm trying to read this. I introduced them to Tyson Dang, the drummer of Red Handed Denial, which is Lauren Babbitt's drummer. I requested their song Past the Peak for a drum cover, and he really likes the song and maybe be a fan already.
That's sick. We'd love to see a drum cover. That would be awesome. We've had a couple of guitar.
We've had a guitar cover and a bass cover so far,
Yeah.
but no drums or vocals.
Yeah.
Which should be very interesting to see.
Yeah,
I'd love to see that.
We'd love to see that. That'd be awesome.
And Anina has put out a big time promo for Giant Walker as well. She spread it around, I think 30 pages already, because she's modding my stream right now.
Oh, yeah.
She's amazing. So
Beast.
if there's any other bands that are watching right now and you want to do an interview with me, man, fucking come to fucking Discord. I already told you, man. Discord's where it happens. That's where it's at. So, man, I really appreciate you guys doing this, man. If there's anything else you want to talk about, feel free. We have a couple. I'd probably say we have. When did we start? We started 5:40. We got around 20 more minutes, and we'll have to get going. She said that she hit up almost 2 million promos. I don't know what that is, but yeah.
That's insane. Wow. I'm just curious, actually, what's your favorite Deftones album?
You're really gonna ask me that? Fuck me, dude. Yeah. Hang on.
Get the collection out. Oh, here it comes.
And got one of the best bands of all time as the
Oh,
cover.
yeah.
So,
So,
all right, you're gonna get your answer. So that's a tough question, man, Alex. That's a really tough question, but you asked, so you're gonna get your answer. I have two of them that are in my top five, but I'm just gonna go with my top three. My number one favorite Deftones album is Around the Fur. This album is fucking game changing, dude. Game changing album for this band, for real. Like the snare on this album is fucking insane, dude. The Abe's drum techniques are just fucking insane, dude. And then this is my second favorite. This
Self-titled.
album was just, dude. Self-titled is one of their best of all time, and it's I'm gonna be buying the 20th anniversary when it comes out next year. But yeah, those two albums right there are just those are game changers, dude. Definitely very influential albums for my music. Nina can probably link my music to you guys in the chat, but it's on Spotify. The first time I recorded in stereo and I fucked up. I was like, yo, I gotta mix, and I mixed in stereo, so it wasn't really. It sounds fucking like shit. It really does. To me, it sounds like shit. But if you mix in mono, you get a better sound. And I learned a bunch of tips and tricks about producing, about like having the bass EQ has to be the complete opposite of your bass pedal on your drum set. The reason why is because it can interfere with the frequencies and basically just fuck everything up and clip the whole song. And I learned a lot through YouTube with producing, and I'm really thankful for that. Really am.
YouTube's a gold mine.
Really
for
is.
There's so much good, so many good people out there like that have been there, done it, and then decided to just like share what they've learned, which is wicked.
I met the guitarist from Chimera on YouTube. I was like, holy fuck, that's crazy. Like, you were the actual guitarist, and I made a lot of friends doing this shit on YouTube, including you guys, man. I really appreciate you guys for doing this. It's really hard to get bands to do this. I had Spirit Box on my list, but they just became so fucking popular, they just forgot about me. So, but yeah, man,
they're blowing up quite a bit on the last year or so.
Yeah,
they're fucking
really well.
insanely popular right now, and I remember when they weren't. So,
yeah.
I remember hearing like the first singles and stuff, and it's like really nines. And then, like, you could just tell that, like, they were going to be the next, like, big thing. If you want to call it that. But yeah,
there's a band you guys definitely need to check out. They're from Texas, and Rob is the bassist for them. The name of the band is called Stone Side. They sound like Sleep Token. I know you guys are from the UK. You know who Sleep Token is. And but they sound exactly like Sleep Token with, get this, Depeche Mode and Deftones, and they're really, really fucking good. Especially for, like, I don't know how old you guys are. I'm guessing you're in your late 20s, 30s, early 30s. But like for our age, it's very nostalgic sound, listening to that stuff, and especially the Depeche Mode. And but yeah, definitely check those guys out. They're amazing. And yeah, fucking. Oh, well, I'm trying to think of what else we can talk about. Fuck. Sorry. I always have this. Every fucking interview, always have this fucking brain fart moment.
That's all right. Have you got any plans to join bands again then? Because I know you said you were going to write with your old band, but is it
so I'm
releasing
releasing
solo stuff. Are you planning on gigging or touring solo stuff, like actually like performing it, or?
I can't do that. I would have to teach, 3 or 4 members how to do the drum beats, how to do the bass riffs. Fuck that, man. No, solo stuff is just gonna stay online. And I'll probably start another band when I get back home to the U.S. And hopefully you guys will be touring the U.S. I can come see you live. That'll be fucking sick. If not, I'm probably gonna come to England anyways. But to answer your question about the solo project, I have a single coming soon called Inner Self, and I have someone that's worked with Stone Side and worked with other bands as a producer. He worked with this band known as Grand Folly. It's like a Nine Inch Nails clone. I'm a huge Nine Inch Nails fan, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give you my single, and you're gonna fucking mix it and master it. And I'm waiting on him to get done with it and see if I like it. If I don't like it, then I'm gonna fucking do it myself. But yeah, to answer your question, Jamie, I do see it happening in the future. I really do. But a lot of people don't really know who the fuck I am. So, I'm trying to build up my popularity or my not even I don't even care if I'm popular. Dude. I just want to help bands. You know, I ain't just gonna sit there and fucking react to Nightwish and fucking Alibata and shit. And it's like, yeah, no, dude. I'm gonna get all the underground artists. I'm gonna make friends. I'm gonna network, and that's the whole thing. I've networked, I think, 4 bands together, discovering each other. Like I networked Twin with Stone Side, and networked a Dark Halo with Isolated Antagonist, and hopefully I can get you guys with Carnival or Alt at least. But that'll be pretty sick.
That'd be pretty sick.
That'd be amazing.
That would be sick.
Thank you guys so much for your support, like really, and thank you for doing this. I know you guys are gonna fucking blow up in the future. I wanted to get you guys before you blow up. That you're gonna forget about me, but yeah, man, I really appreciate it.
Man, our pleasure.
Thank you so much for your time and also for the review of our album as well. Like,
always appreciate
really
it.
Appreciate it.
It's never lost on us that someone just on the other side of the world is like listening.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Has listened to your music. Like that's just insane, man. So
I'll give you guys we got one more question. Well, after this album review, I'll link you my album in Discord.
yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
So we have one more question. It says to Giant Walker, which comes from Anina Wind. When are you guys going on tour again?
So we've got a European tour coming up in September. So we're playing Netherlands and Germany. And then we've got a date in the UK in November, but potentially more gigs in the UK next year. But
early next year, maybe February, March time, we're hoping to get something together. But nothing's set in stone yet, except for this stuff this year. Nothing solid for next year just yet. But we're hoping to get something penciled in soon.
What bands are you guys thinking about opening up for? Or are you guys just gonna do it on your own?
For our European tour, we're supporting Black Orchid Empire.
I'm sorry, Black Orchid Empire? I never heard of that.
Yeah. They're kind of...
Yeah, they're cool. They're British kind of...
Yeah, we supported them for their on their UK tour back in May. In London, so they kindly invited us out with them on their European tour.
Great bunch of guys, like cool, like heavy
3-piece band as well. Like it's pretty
3-piece, cool. 3-piece, but they're I suppose you could say they're spirit boxy, like in terms of their riffage. Quite heavy, but no dirty vocal, just kind of like just sang.
Yeah,
they're cool, man. Check them out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll check those guys out. Maybe I've already heard them. I don't know.
Maybe.
So, are you guys excited to get back on the road? Do you guys like touring, or do you prefer to just stay at home with family?
You know what it is? Like for me, at least, I remember the last tour. There was like because we did a string of 10 days, and it was just literally 10 straight days, no breaks or anything. No days off. I'm saying days off as if it was like work and we needed a day off, but like
it was quite heavy. Like all
it was heavy. Oh yeah, it's physically and mentally demanding, like 100%. You need to be like you can't be, unwell and do that
No.
stuff. Like you
No.
have to be
It'd be pretty physically like
Yeah.
fit.
you have to be tip top condition to sit in a van for
Forever.
to drive around in.
But
But
they're like the gigs are the easiest part.
The gigs are the
It's
easiest
everything
part.
else around it.
the travel
is-
is it doing nothing is what is the worst part. Like just sitting down in a van and driving hours.
Yeah.
It just kills your body. It's like
For me, it
sat
would
there.
be away from family would really kill me.
Yeah,
because
man.
have being away from my son and my wife, I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm kind of afraid to start something. Because like
Yeah.
if we make it big, I don't know if I can do it. Like
Yeah.
being away from a kid, I don't know.
It's
It's a big commitment, man. I think that,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of people don't really. Well, people who aren't in bands don't understand. It's like, okay, see you in a few weeks. Like, it's totally random, really, when you think about it. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, okay, we're going to do this thing, and then like,
Yeah.
see you when I get back. Kind of.
Yeah.
It's like,
We've never really done any like the longest tour was obviously the one we just done, so we've never really been away.
we've never done like a real like.
We've never had, like,
we're
months
away.
and months
We're
of
away
it.
for months, you know, of the year. So I
Yeah.
mean, in the sense of like, you know, if I'm away from like family, I'm away for like a week, and I think I can potentially stomach that.
Well, at the same time, like
resist it,
we
but-
live down south, so we're away from our family.
The other thing is the UK, which we're predominantly touring, is so much smaller. So it's like you're never really like
you're never
you
too
know,
far.
You're never too far away from them.
Mm.
Really, you're never more than a 5-hour drive
Mm.
from someone, which you know isn't too bad. But I mean, there was definitely a midpoint in the tour where like you get to it and you feel a bit burnt, and then
Oh, yeah.
all of a sudden you get this kick of adrenaline, and then like at least for me, like from the midpoint to the end of the tour, I was like I could keep going. Like I feel like you need to get past that bit and like just climatize, and then I'm like, yeah, I can
do it in a
I can
few
go.
weeks,
I can do it in a
yes,
couple of
yeah.
weeks now.
Mm.
Like I'm used to this kind of lifestyle.
Now, speaking of lifestyles, you know, this is gonna be the last question I'll ask because we're running almost out of time. Do you guys have jobs? You know, besides the band, and like you know, in general, what do you guys do for a living?
And we all pretty much teach our instruments, which is
You are
great.
music teachers.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So I teach singing. Alex teaches drums. Jamie teaches guitar.
Yeah.
We do like gigs, like function gigs.
Yeah.
All
Wow.
of that.
Yeah, man.
Fun. But yeah.
General musician, like how to sustain yourself as a self-employed musician, really. Like you just kind of have to do that. Kind
And
of
you
side of
guys,
it, yeah.
you guys can make a living from being music teachers. Like I didn't think that you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
get paid that well to do that. That's crazy.
It's a blessing, yeah, man. Like to be able to like commit to music like full time. Yeah.
You don't always. It's funny because people like it doesn't always sound like achievable. Yeah,
Mm.
but when you actually do sit back and kind of think about it, you're like, oh yeah, I don't actually like don't work in retail. I don't like work in food. I don't like
Fuck
all
retail.
the typical. Yeah, man. Yeah,
It's like we all have them.
We're not like these guys who just like got funded by our parents.
Oh
and
no,
broke
we
to like we've
Yeah.
done the graft, we've worked in retail, we've done the shit jobs,
wrapped
we've worked-
burritos. We've cleaned sinks. Yeah, it's. Yeah.
I've done so what I do for a living, well basically you guys wouldn't have instruments if you didn't have power. So or you wouldn't have lights if you didn't have power. I am an electrician for the US military. And I've been one for 4 years now, well, almost 4 years, and I plan on staying in 10 and then getting out and then being a producer, a sound engineer, and an electrician on the side. That's my plan, at least.
Yeah, man, I think
Music's
also,
really
like-
brought love to me, so I was like, I want to do this for a living.
Yeah, man.
it is hard, like don't get me wrong, like it's hard like doing the music thing, and like especially I think we can say like from the beginning. From especially like starting it off like with teaching and doing like function gigs and stuff, like it's very much a slow build, and like obviously COVID was fucking
Yeah,
brutal.
Just COVID just wiped out teaching from the face of the planet, really.
Yeah.
Unless you did it over Zoom, like this, but like all of the teachers had to adapt like straight away. It was immediate. It was like, oh, we can't do this face to face. Okay, we need to now invest in like home teaching rigs where you can like literally teach someone over Zoom and it not be completely rubbish. Zoom or Skype or like whatever.
Yeah.
Do you
But it's
guys
also
wait,
interesting-
do you guys use Twitch? You guys could use Twitch to teach.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's that. I mean, I don't really teach with Twitch, but I thought about it. But people pay you on Twitch to do stuff. So you could use Twitch, but you have to get to affiliate status to actually get paid first, and then you get to
Right.
partner. But yeah, man, all of you guys could get on Twitch, even including Jordan, since he's not here. Let him know you guys can use Twitch to your advantage, and if you guys need help, I can help you set it up. I've been doing it for 3 years now, I think, or 2 years, I can't remember. But I'm almost at partner right now. And also Chino says that Steff is gorgeous. She kind of reminds me of Alanis Morissette. It's like-
Thanks. Alanis Morissette is cool.
Chino watches a bunch of Twitchers. Twitch streamers, not Twitchers. Chino watches a bunch of Twitch streamers that basically do lessons, and he pays them to, do songs, singing lessons and stuff. And that he's very versatile with he watches a lot of Twitch, so he would definitely not steer me wrong on that. And he said also you sound like what's her name? Flyleaf? What the fuck's her name?
I know who you mean. I can't think of her name. It's like
Lacey Sturm. That's it, Lacey Sturm. He said that your vocals has Lacey Sturm's range. I do agree with that as well. But yeah, definitely look into Twitch. We can talk, more. Steff, I got you on Facebook, and Jamie and Alex, if you want to add me on Facebook, you can add me through Steff. Yeah, any questions you have about Twitch, I can help you guys, and Anina can also help you build a fan base up as well. She's my moderator in Discord.
Awesome.
But yeah,
Nice.
I really appreciate you guys for doing this, man.
thanks for having us, man.
Thanks for not being too busy for me,
No, it's a Sunday morning, man. Got nothing to do.
I went to church this morning. That's about it. That's all I did. And then I slept all day, basically. Yeah, we got ready for this. All right, guys. If you don't have any more questions, me and Giant Walker are gonna go talk about some stuff in Discord, and then we will see you guys the next interview. I don't know who the fuck it's gonna be, but let's hope it's someone that's big like Spirit Box. But I don't think it's gonna happen. But maybe it will, maybe it won't. I think my next interview actually is gonna be a band, Russian band known as what's their name? Morphied. I've been talking to them on Facebook, so I'm trying to get an interview with them. I talked to I forget what her name is, Alias or something. I can't remember what her name is. But yeah, really, really appreciate you guys for doing this, and thank you every single viewer, every single subscriber that's been here for the whole interview. I know it takes a while to build up some viewers on Twitch, and that's the one thing I hate about it. But yeah, if you guys missed something, this will be open for subscribers only on Twitch, and also will be going on YouTube. And Giant Walker, Steff, Alex, and Jamie, and also Jordan, since he's not here, thank you guys for doing this. And obviously, you guys are going to show us to Jordan when he gets off work or something. And we will see you guys on the next interview. Peace.
Ciao.
Bye.